Watch McAfee. Look at McAfee. Look at He's on Michael's head. Bro, that's Michael Cole's head he's on. Pat McAfee is sitting on Michael Cole, brah.
She doesn't deserve to be in this match. She hasn't even competed on SmackDown all year. How is that even fair? How is that even fair? How is that even fair? I'll tell you how it's fair.
Zelina, baby.
Because I have competed in this ring and rings just like it for years.
Tell him, Z.
I am one of the most popular female competitors in WWE history.
Tell him, Z.
Hey, look at me. Look at me. I can run circles around you. I can embarrass you.
Tell him, Z.
And I will show the amateur you are. That is why I'm in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Oh, come on, brah. Come on, brah. Are you kidding me? Zelina coming back, spitting that fire, man. I know the wrestling world's up in arms. Hypocrite, sellout, all that. Stop, man. Can't we just appreciate Zelina? Man, I missed her. And Liv Morgan, when this was all said and done, man, Liv is continuing to get a push. That's a positive. We're going to talk all about it. Trust me, that the positives and the negatives and all this, trust me. The fruit roll-up, for instance. We're going to get to all of it. But it was good to hear my gal Z, not just back, but spitting that fire, man. And Liv Morgan holding her own. We're going to talk all about it. How about Edge, brah? Edge was immaculate on the mic last night to start the show. And by the end of the show, we were getting that savage Edge. Damn! Edge just keeps getting better and better. We know he ain't in his prime, but he's not that far from it, or so it seems. His performance is fucking top notch. We're gonna talk about it. And what the hell did Owens and Zayn do last night? What the fuck did Owens and Zayn do last night? Damn! We're gonna talk about it right now. SmackDown 7/2/21. Let's rock this shit.
I'm gonna beat you. It's just a matter of when. I'm inevitable. And I'm gonna be the Universal Champion.
Man. Edge starts this show. And when I say he delivered an absolutely flawless promo last night on SmackDown, I mean he delivered an absolutely flawless promo. That is how it would be taught in Promos 101 class if there was such a thing in high school. Promos 101 would be taught by Professor Edge. From message to delivery. I had to take a moment. Once again, I do this all the time with this guy, but I had to take a moment to really appreciate what I was witnessing. For years, this company has been incapable of producing superstars. McMahon just does not want anybody to become larger than the company. He's had too many problems in the past with guys like Hogan and Warrior, even Stone Cold taking his ball and leaving, making it difficult for Vince. CM Punk, obviously. He doesn't want anybody to get to that level unless he hand chooses you and personally gives you that rocket and responsibility. Case in point, John Cena or a Roman Reigns. But for the past decade, you can count on one hand, and I don't even think you could fill that hand with the amount of larger-than-life superstars in WWE. In the last decade, you cannot name 5 guys that are larger than life, not just superstars. So to have Edge, man, to have Edge, and it's so odd to see fans turn their back on Edge since he's returned. He looks too old. He can't go in the ring. Fuck Edge. And I'm like, what the like, is this really what has happened to today's professional wrestling fan? We'll get behind every single 5'7", 165-pounder who can do some flips and some dives. But Edge, you have a problem with. A dude who can captivate you with his words alone, and he proved several times since he's been back that he can still go in the ring. But that's who we're gonna turn our back on. Well, there's no we. BC will never do such. I know true talent. I know a true bona fide superstar. I know what that is, and I know the qualities that one has to possess to achieve such. Edge checks off every single box imaginable. This promo, that was just a clip. This entire promo to start this show off, it's got you at least thinking about the alternative. We all know, or at least we believe, Roman is not dropping this title at Money in the Bank. Roman's probably not going to drop this son of a bitch till 2022. But the way Edge captivated you in that promo, and with those words, there's such conviction and believability that you're at least thinking about the alternative. You're thinking, damn, what if Edge got the job done? Doesn't matter if you like it or not, right? This is where everybody says, nah, BC, Roman should not be dropping the title. I get it. Relax. We're playing a game of what if because you at least want the match to be believable, right? And then if that's the case, then why even have the match? It's already a foregone conclusion anyway, right? Smarks, we, the smart marks, we already know what the fuck is up. We already know most likely Roman is keeping the title, but we still want the story to be believable, so what the fuck did you want? This guy not to make it so realistic? Did you want him to just phone it in because we know who's gonna win the match? Or do you want this to get a little bit fun, man? Edge is showing that much conviction. Edge is showing that much passion and amplification. Edge is telling you he ain't walking out without the championship. It's going to make it that much better. Whether he wins the title or Roman walks out as we think with the title. Man, what a moment. Edge put everything into that and he didn't get the job done. It's one thing with D-Bry costing them the match basically several times as Edge went over at WrestleMania. But now it's one-on-one. What Edge did is he took for most of us fans what was already a foregone conclusion and he at least made you think, what if? That's all you can ask for. And that's not something that every wrestler can do these days because every wrestler today is not necessarily a superstar. Vince doesn't like to create those anymore. It was so good to see Edge out there doing his thing as I always love to see because this dude just possesses that it factor that is needed in pro wrestling. Edge, man, I had to take another moment to appreciate this motherfucker. Because I know our time with him is limited, right? He's not back for that long, let's be honest. As the months and even years go by, his time will dwindle. But to get this Edge, might not be in his prime, but still the fucking rated R superstar. In a dream match to many of us. If it's not for you, cool, man. I'm not gonna rag on you because you don't like this match. But at least be happy for people like BC. It's a dream match for yours truly, Edge, Roman, one-on-one, Money in the Bank. I feel over 100, or by the time Money in the Bank comes around, it'll be 99 days since it should have already happened at Mania. So it'll be 99 days too late for yours truly, but still, man, salute to the rated R superstar Edge. That would not be the last time you see him. That was just to start the show with a promo. By the end of the show, we were talking about how savage Edge still is. Or again, if you just don't like Edge, you were saying, fuck you, Edge. You're too old. You suck. In which case, I don't know what this channel is going to provide you, because here we put respect on the names that deserve such. Edge is one of those sumbitches. Salute to Adam Copeland, Edge. Thank you for that performance, man. We'll be talking a little bit more about Edge coming up as well. Shinsuke Nakamura is out next, man. Played to the ring by Rick Boogs on lead guitar. Pat McAfee as backup dancer. So, because I'm kidding you not, man. You see the fucking thumbnail. There was a moment where Pat McAfee was so fucking amped. He was sitting on Michael Cole. Michael Cole screaming, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Pat?" But Cole can't keep from fucking smiling as well because he knows this is so damn ludicrous. I'm telling you, ever since Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, maybe Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler, I mean, those are the teams that will never really get back. I can't believe I'm talking about Michael Cole as part of a good unit. And by the way, I'm not putting Michael Cole in Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon's league necessarily, or even Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. But I'm saying they are now in the discussion of a tandem that is pretty damn good together. And that doesn't always happen in pro wrestling. You guys know, unfortunately, that is accurate. We always want a good commentary team, but we don't always get it, man. Corey Graves, Michael Cole was good, but Michael Cole was still just, it was business. It was just top to bottom, let's just get this done. Pat McAfee brings this new fucking kid out of Michael Cole, where you could tell he's trying to fucking hold it back several times throughout the show. Pat McAfee will do that to you. He's a giant kid. So he brings out the inner child in you, man, and it's fun. It's contagious from the words they're speaking if they're not on camera, and when they are on camera and Pat McAfee is sitting on Michael Cole, yeah, that's pretty contagious, man. There's no way you can't fucking laugh at that. Not forced comedy like everybody all the catering crusaders following around R-Truth. Or bunnies bouncing around the ring, right? Miz dressed up as a bunny. Or a water gun fight with Ricochet and Johnny Drip Drip. Or whatever other comedy, man. Pancakes being flung around. All this comedy that Vince McMahon thinks is actually funny. No, man. You just let somebody like Pat McAfee go out there and be himself, and he'll take your most business-esque person, which is Michael Cole, and he'll even bring the kid out of him, man. He'll even make Michael Cole have fun. So, not necessarily in the same league as a Bobby Heenan or Gorilla Monsoon, but at least talked about as a pretty fucking good tandem. A tandem that is amusing. A tandem I don't mind listening to. In a duo that works really good together. Again, Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler was another unit. I even liked Vince McMahon and, Jesse the Body Ventura. I know I'm going way back on this, but Vince McMahon and Jesse the Body Ventura used to be a good unit too, man. They just gelled really good together. I also liked Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan at the very onset of WCW's Monday Night Wars when Bobby Heenan went over there. As time went on, Bobby Heenan tells the story that he kind of just became, he was getting so much money and the place was a circus. He started to not care more and more. But when Bobby first got there, man, him and Schiavone had a good time. I don't know, man. Commentary adds so much. You don't think it does until you see how bad it can be. And a case in point, we just saw that with Adnan Virk. Right? Adnan comes in and you saw, wow, commentary means a lot because this dude sucks. Luckily, Jimmy Smith is a little better, but I don't think anytime soon anyway, we're going to be talking about Jimmy Smith as this great broadcaster. I don't think we're going to be doing that, unfortunately. Just like Michael Cole for years, we were not saying Michael Cole is this good broadcaster. But now with this new tandem, man, we're on board a little bit more. So I had to do a little bit of a side rant there. You guys got to admit, man, Pat McAfee is one fucking awesome dude. The best man for that job at the time that it was needed the most. Especially with everything that was going on with Raw in their commentary team. To have Pat McAfee be a staple. And you got Corey Graves doing his thing on Raw, man. Corey Graves is a type of commentator that is needed in pro wrestling. You need somebody sticking up for the heels. Acting like they didn't see the referee go down or the illegal cheap shot. You know, so why the good guy commentary is trying to say, he cheated! By God, he cheated! Somebody like Corey Graves is going to be like, what? I didn't see anything. What'd he do? Looked fair to me, Michael. Little JBL. Looked fair to me, Michael. Anyway, that's my commentary side rant. I love fucking when we get good commentary, man, because you can really have fun and get invested in the match a little bit more. And when Pat McAfee is showing that type of enthusiasm, it makes it a lot fucking better, man. And then you see Michael Cole, who's been the fucking corporate fucking dude from day one, right? I mean, you're not going to get any fucking realism or passion from him that you feel is authentic. But Pat McAfee drives that out of him. Anyway, I had to spend those minutes on that rant, man. So Pat McAfee's on Michael Cole's head, literally. Rick Boogs is jamming out. And Shinsuke, man, I'm just loving these rock concerts every week. You say, how long can they keep that going, right? The same fucking concert every week. Well, I don't know, man. I've seen some of my favorite bands in concert maybe 30, 40 times. 45, 50 times maybe, and it never gets fucking old. So it's better than seeing fucking rematches time and time again, right? I'll see this fucking rock concert every week. For now, I don't know. If this keeps going another couple months, we may have to come up with something new. And then Big E comes out next. They're tagging up, obviously, Shinsuke and Big E. And they're going to take on Apollo and Baron Corbin. This is a rematch from the week previous. The match was run-of-the-mill. Nothing special here. It was a tag match. In fact, I mean, if you were going to say take it or leave it, I would leave it, to be honest. Not to be harsh, but this was just nothing special. But I love the finish here, man. Rick Boogs gets on the mic, and not just like, I mean, he goes up to the ramp where the lead singer's mic would be, and he gets on that, and he says, will the owner of a white, I believe it was Mercedes, I forget, but I think he said white Mercedes license plate that says King-CR-BN. Please report to the parking lot. Your car is getting towed. So, sure enough, up on the Tron, we literally see Corbin's car being towed. Corbin is distracted by this, and he walks right into a big ending from Big E. So Big E obviously gets the W here for he and Shinsuke. There's several good things that come out of this. First of all, it's an original finish, right? It's not a roll-up, man. It's not a fruit roll-up. Yes, we're getting somewhere. And on top of that, they get a little creative, man. They put some time and effort in this. Let's have a fucking car being towed in the parking lot, say it's Corbin's, because it goes with where that character has been going, right? Ever since Corbin lost the crown, he's losing investments, and people are jumping off the Corbin bandwagon, and nobody wants to do business with him. He's losing all this money. You know, I like this Corbin trajectory because every character Corbin has had has shit the bed, let's be honest. That's not shade to Corbin. The characters are just not working. So now, I mean, when you talk reset, they have pressed the total reset button on Corbin. And this goes with that, man. Not only did he already lose everything coming in, he's losing what he's got. Now his car just got fucking towed because he can't even pay his bills. I just thought that was fucking good, man. Sometimes it's simplistic effort, right? BC will take simplistic even. Just put in some time and effort. So they did this whole thing during the day to tow this car and use it at the finish. And it helps the character trajectory. Whether you like it or not, that's your prerogative. I totally get it. But it does help the trajectory of Baron Corbin. And on the flip side, Big E gets a pretty good W here. And by proxy, Shinsuke Nakamura picks up a W here. So I didn't see a whole lot of bad from this fucking match. Again, the match, take it or leave it. I could leave it. But it was only about 5 minutes anyway, man. So no harm, no foul. And again, the finish did more good than harm for everybody involved. And again, just a little bit of effort is all BC asks for sometimes, man. You ain't got to move mountains every time, but get creative. Not everything has to be a fruit roll-up finish. So I like this, man. Big E, Shinsuke's rock concert, Big E gets the W. The trajectory for Baron Corbin's reset on his character continues. I see no fucking... I just don't see anything bad here, man. Apollo is the only one that kind of got lost in the shuffle, but he's got the championship. He's got the title, and him not taking a loss here, I'm accepting that because you know what WWE likes to do. They like to take their champions and make them eat L's during their weekly shows, which lowers the prestige of not only the champion, but the championship title. So Apollo may have been the only one lost in the shuffle here, but he's got the strap and he didn't lose. I'm taking it. He did not take the L on this one. So again, sometimes it's those little fucking things, man. You gotta take that because this company doesn't always give us those minor details that aren't so minor. This company doesn't always throw us those mulligans. Bayley and Bianca Belair is next, man. They have a face-to-face segment, and this sets up an I Quit match for Money in the Bank, and both of these ladies did great setting this thing up. Listen for yourself. I'll try to cue this. Let me see if I have this queued up. Hopefully you guys can hear this, man. I'm not going to flip the mic on it, so it might be a little muffed, but hopefully you hear a little bit of this, man. This is just a little bit of Bayley and Bianca's face-to-face last night as they set up an I Quit match, and both ladies were top-notch on their game.
In an I Quit match. You're playing. Good one. Oh my God, you're serious. Dang, I really did get in your head. What'd I do to you? Bianca, look, you've known me well enough that I've never quit anything in my life. This is what I wanted to do my whole life, and I'm here. And I've accomplished everything I said I was going to accomplish, which is more than you ever will. So if you can make me say I quit, I mean, I'd probably quit Smackdown. No. I'd quit WWE. You know what? I'd probably quit competing altogether. But, hearing you say the words I quit, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Because Bianca, you and I both know that you are not the champion that you are portraying yourself to be.
Damn!
You have no chance at winning this match. And I accept.
At this point, they face to face. And Bianca's now doing the Bayley laugh right to her face. And Bayley's like, what the fuck you laughing at?
What the hell is so funny? I thought that I was so sick of hearing you run your mouth that I couldn't stand for one more word to come out of it. But I just realized how excited I am to hear you say those words. I quit.
Fuck yeah, man. It was good, man. The length of time Bianca gave it while she was laughing in Bayley's face and looking at her like you have no clue what you just accepted. And Bayley's like, what is your... I'm laughing at you. You ain't laughing, like don't flip the roles. I'm just loving, man, Bianca is gaining more and more confidence on the mic. And that's so cool because when I saw her in NXT, I watched her grow confidence by the week, by the show, by the match, skill set wise, in that ring, performing. So that was cool. But to see her on the main roster define her mic skills, man, and whether you like her dialogues or not, man, I mean, this is what's being written, and she's trying to do the best with it. So don't hate on Bianca for that shit, man, because she's just getting better and better. It's the material that Vince is putting out there for them. But for this is writing itself, man. This is going to be the culmination. I truly do feel this will be their last time. I mean, in WWE, they'll probably face each other another 100 times. But as far as the feud, this is most likely going to be it. It should have been Hell in a Cell because it's fucking Hell in a Cell. But it wasn't. Okay. We can't go back now. We gotta keep fucking moving. At least we know they're great in the ring together. At least give us a believable finish. An I Quit match is a more than believable and pretty badass way to end this shit. And the way that they are looking at each other in this promo and delivering those lines, the vindication, the amplification, the mannerisms, everything in here, it's like they've been getting taught by Professor Edge. Loved it, man. I'm loving Bayley's heel work as of late. I've been actually since she's turned heel, but she's really finding her groove. And Bianca, man, she is that champion that you can legit believe could hold that title the rest of the year. Because she's that fucking good, and she's not gonna back down from the bullies like Bayley. So there's that believability now that you're starting to see more and more from Bianca Belair. Absolutely loving these two. And it is time to end it, no doubt. And this is going to be a fun way to do it. An I Quit match for the females. I believe it's been over a decade since the females have had a pay-per-view I Quit match, correct? I think it's been over a decade. Maybe my numbers are a little screwed. I'll have to go back and do a little bit of research. But they don't happen often for females. I'm telling you right now. Maybe only a couple in WWE's history. So this is going to be fun. And these are the two that are going to be able to deliver that performance, man. They showed you what they could do at Hell in a Cell. This probably, don't be shocked if this is even better than what they did at Hell in a Cell. So loving Bianca Belair and Bayley right now. That might not be a popular words. I don't care. I'm not here to go with the masses or the sheep. I'm telling you how I dissect pro wrestling, how shitty this product has been for over 10 years, and how really good that face-to-face promo was to set up an I Quit match. So I don't have to follow anybody else. I know what is really good and what is really bad. And when you get so much really bad for over a decade, it's so good to see the really good. Moving on. Our number one ends with the 749th matchup between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Now, there's not much left to be seen between these two. Let's be honest, there's literally nothing more we could possibly see between these two that we haven't already seen, because we've seen them 748 times previous. But they definitely brought the physicality to a whole nother level last night, man. And this was a last man standing match for the Money in the Bank qualifying spot. So not only are you trying to qualify for Money in the Bank, but this is last man standing, and I think this helped them reach what they wanted to obtain. They knew that we all know they've wrestled so many times that how many more can we see? I mean, I never thought I'd say this, but Zayn and Owens was getting stale. And this was a feud that we always said fight forever. This was a feud that we said they could be fighting and wrestling in 2045, and we're going to be okay with it. But you saw in the last 5 meetings with them, go back to the last 5 before last night, it was getting stale. And more stale by the match. Even WrestleMania, I was like, all right, that was not Mania worthy. So they knew they had to up the ante. So the last man standing allows them to do a no count out, no disqualification, all that good stuff. And they definitely brought the moves to the dance. I mean, this is probably, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this was easily my top 3 matches that they have performed on the main roster. I don't want to tap into NXT because that was a whole nother realm. And I don't think you can top what they did in NXT because it was totally a different vibe, atmosphere, and almost era. So I don't want to kind of compare what they did in NXT with last night. But for the main roster, in the years that they've been there, and the over 15 matches, I say 748, but televised, they've easily had over 15 matches together. This easily goes in the top 3 for their main roster matches. That's how good this was last night. And that's with commercial breaks, not a pay-per-view. Could you imagine if this was on a pay-per-view, no commercials? Brah. And they gave them ample time. What was it, like 20 some odd minutes? Or roughly? So this was really good, man. It ended hour number 1 with plenty of time, and then it went into hour number 2, deep into hour number 2. And that last man standing stipulation just made it even more physical. Easily their best match, again, as I said, on the main roster, at least top 3. Hands down. I mean, I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. Insane finish. As if the match wasn't good enough. The finish, Zayn got powerbombed 3 different fucking times. Basically, almost pop-up powerbombs. I take that back. It's not an almost. They were just legit power bombs. They weren't pop-ups. Although Zayn did take a pop-up power bomb before the finish, so you could really say 4. He took a pop-up power bomb, he rolled to the outside, and then this sumbitch got power bombed through the commentary table. Owens then picked him up, power bombed Zayn through another table next to the commentary table. So it's 2 in a row. And then he picks him up again and power bombs him back first into the apron. No fucking shit. This was badass. Next degree. Next level. And then he rolls him in. And then obviously Zayn's not getting up after that, man. Owens is your victor. Man. There was a moment in this match before all of that happened at the finish that Zayn picked up the chin of Owens. Owens was basically knocked out in the corner, though. He was knocked out on his feet. And Zayn says something like, "This is long overdue. I'm finally putting you out of your..." I don't know what the fuck, but he said almost like when Shawn Michaels was about to super kick Ric Flair at WrestleMania, what was that, 24, I think? And he says, "I'm sorry, I love you." And then super kicks him and ends his career. Zayn said something, I wish I remembered what it was, but he says something to Owens, and he drops back and he delivers one hell of a haluva kick. And I thought that was it, and that's going to write Kevin Owens off TV for a little bit. No, Owens got the fuck... It was awesome, actually. Owens, at the count of 8, was able to roll out of the ring and just somehow get on, stand up as he rolled out. And then he fell back down, but because he got up at that 9 count, the match continues. So it's those little things. I know I'm spending a few minutes on it, but that's what makes BC love pro wrestling, man. That's what captivates me in a match. You don't even have to go through tables. You don't have to take chair shots. You don't got to do all these flips and dives. You ain't got to go a mile a minute. You can take your time. You can sell. You can let shit breathe, man. Use psychology instead of nonstop wasted movements. Work smarter, not harder. I just feel what they did in there, man. There was so many times where they just took time to breathe, let shit settle, sell, use the psychology, let the audience feed from your hands. Everybody's in your grasp at that point. And they knew it. They knew they were creating magic last night. So, when you can make somebody believe that that's the finish and it's not, you're doing your job really good. Really fucking well. And I thought Zayn had it. And then all of a sudden, Owens was able to get the upper hand. 4 power bombs to pop up in the ring and then 3 on the outside. 2 through tables, 1 on the fucking apron. Owens says, "Check your leader." Fucking love that, man. Oh, wow. I tell you, that's what I mean, man. We complain, rightfully so. It's justified, our complaints, that we see the same match over and over again, If you're not going to do something different, if you're not going to up the ante, then why are we seeing the same match? And in fact, most cases, it's worse than the matches we've already seen between the individuals having the rematch, And so do something different, man. It was so good to see this rematch where we all said, "Oh, here we go again." And here we are the next morning going, "Damn, you almost forgot what they're capable of in there together." Because their last 5 matches, they just... I'm not saying they phoned it in because they're too professional, they're too good, and they have too much respect with the business. But you could tell that they were just... Maybe they were just taking out of it knowing that TV time was only giving them 6 minutes or 7 minutes for the match, with a commercial in between. Maybe they knew that the company wasn't putting any stock into it. What the fuck are we really going to do in 7 minutes? When they know what they used to do in NXT together. They know it's going to be shit on anyway. Who knows what their psyche is. I couldn't imagine being really good at what I do, about to face somebody that I also know is just as good as me at what we do, and we can go out there and rock the joint down for 30 fucking minutes, and you have a boss who says, "You have 6 minutes." let's see what you got in 6 minutes. You know, and you're like, 6 minutes? I mean, can we get fucking 10 at least? I mean, we have some really good ideas. No, you got 5.5 now. 5.5, Vince, we just want to, I mean, we're better than 5 minutes. I mean, we can really entertain. We can bring in an audience. The casuals will be flipping through. They'll see what we're doing and they'll, now you got 5 minutes. I mean, I couldn't imagine being really good at something and not being able to showcase that, or at least not properly. And I think that that's what Owens and Zayn, they were in that rut for the longest of times. So we have coffee. We'll start hour number 2. All right, so this is, what is this? This is, oh, wow, I love this segment, man. I love this segment because I'm a little biased toward it because I love Zelina Vega, all right? So it was so good to see her, man. It's the return of Zelina Vega to WWE. Now, this upset a lot of fans. A lot of people, for some reason, a lot of people thought she was going to AEW, and these are obviously people that don't watch BC. I don't know what they're thinking. Because I broke it to you weeks ago. Zelina Vega is back in WWE. I told you guys that. I wasn't the first one to break it, but here on this platform, I was definitely one of the first. Maybe even the first. The second I got the info, I started putting a plan in motion to switch up some of my schedule and deliver that news to you guys. So if you followed BC, I mean, for weeks you already knew Zelina was coming, but some people were literally out of the loop. They didn't know Zelina was coming to WWE. They honestly thought that she was going to be Andrade's big surprise, or headed to AEW in some capacity. No, that was never the case, man. In fact, I believe, I forgot when I put that video out, I think she got re-signed, or at least the talks were beginning before Alistair even got fired. I believe. Again, I'll go back and jump into my own history books there, man, and do my my due diligence. Make sure I got the facts for you guys. But I believe that was before Alistair even got fired that they started talking again. It doesn't matter, man. None of us know the real sitch unless fucking Vince McMahon is going to tell us personally or Zelina Vega is going to tell us personally. It's all fucking speculation. But we knew she was coming back to WWE, or at least you should have known that because you should have been subbed to the Ant-Man channel. And then poor people are also pissed off because they feel that she was all about unionization. And then she just comes right back to the company that refuses to unionize. So there was a big, a lot of chatter about, oh man, she went back on what she was fighting for. No, she didn't. She said she supports the unionized. That's all she said. You can support something and not go all out fucking freak status on it. You don't gotta become a fucking nut job because you believe in something. That's taking it to a whole nother degree. You can stand up for something and still collect your paychecks in your company. It's clear that she supports unionization. Don't you want people like that putting up the fight within those walls? I doubt right now she's gonna say, oh, I no longer support it. You know what I mean? You can support something and not just go batshit crazy and go so far to the left or the right on something. That's what's happening all too often in this world, man. People are like into a subject and they go all in on it to the point where they've literally just gone fucking stupid. Just dumb to the next level. That shit's gotta stop. You can believe in things, you can stand up for things, and you can still be in cahoots or talking to or with others that maybe don't feel the same way. In today's world, we have our beliefs and then that's it. If you don't think the way I think, I can't talk to you. What the fuck? And that's where we're at in the world. You don't think the way I think, so I can't. That shouldn't be, man. Every company should have a lot of different beliefs and a lot of different ways of thinking, and we should respect those and all be able to work together. I hope this makes sense. I know I'm a little all over the place because this literally just happened last night, man. It's still early morning. Zelina just came back last night, and I'm still trying to process it. But as I was going over some notes before I started recording, I started to see some chatter of people upset at Zelina Vega, pissed off at Zelina Vega. even saying she's a sellout. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, man. She can believe in something and still want to make a lot of fucking money and still want to work at her employer or somewhere she believes she still has unfinished business, a place where she thinks she can still make an impact. Maybe she wants to still do something with unionization in WWE in the future. You don't know her reasoning. But to just go out and bash her because she made a financial and career choice, because she didn't go to where you wanted her to go, because she didn't go AEW, 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 because she didn't show up there, all of a sudden you're gonna slam her for that? Man, it must be nice to be on your righteous pedestal. That you're making all the right decisions in the world, man, and you're so morally correct, right? Man, it must be nice to be able to sit there and bark at other people's career choices. Trust me, I run a podcast on this channel. We always are calling out hypocritical stances, saying one thing, doing another, or just career choices in general, right? We run a podcast that's all things pro wrestling in and out of the ring, so we talk about all of it. This just seems like a little bit of unjust heat on Zelina Vega. People truly think that she sold out, I guess, because this whole started that she didn't want to give up third-party sites and she felt like she should be able to do other things outside of WWE. And Vince was like, no, she stood her ground to the point where she lost her job. And she came right out and said, I support unionization. So this is someone who literally stood up for her beliefs to the point where she lost her job. Now, what happened afterwards in the talks that she has had with that boss, with the old bastard in Stamford? We don't know. Before we can start ragging on her, we don't know what those talks were. We don't know the financial situation. Alistair was already sitting home at the time. He probably knew the writing was on the wall. He says he was caught off guard by the release. He said that he truly believed Vince when he said, I have something for you, wait for the phone call. But deep down, your subconscious is telling you something ain't right with that shit. So you don't know the financial situation. Maybe AEW is not coming anywhere close to matching what Vince was going to pay her. We don't know. Can't you give her credit for being one of the only ones to stand up and say, I support unionization? One of the first ones, one of the only ones to stand her ground so much that she lost her job. She already put up the fight, but you don't know what happened from then to now. Or a month ago plus when she started having those talks with Vince again. We don't know that. I don't know, just mind-boggling to me, man. And again, yeah, I love Zelina Vega. I do. So you're damn right I'm a little biased to the fact, man, because not just she's a fellow New Yorker, it's because I know her history and how hard she has fought to get where she is. And, you know, the story with her father, I mean, that would crush somebody, you know, and the whole 9/11 story and losing her father at that time. But bouncing back and creating the career that she has created for herself. Standing her ground to the old bastard in Stamford when nobody had the balls to do that. This little 5'1", barely 100 pounds, but she's a certified Spitfire. And just to see her come back, man, and everybody just start ragging on her. It's, man, you know, sometimes I just can't stand human beings. I just can't. You ever wonder why, you know? Oh, BC seems like a good dude. But man, when he turns into a beast, man, when BC becomes an asshole, he's an asshole. Well, you know why? Fucking human beings, man. You know, they turn me into a fucking beast and I become that fucking asshole that I really I'd rather not be. I'd rather be a little less amplified, just a little bit. I'd rather smile and wave at people, you know, but people are so stupid and they piss me off so much that instead, when I walk down the fucking road, you're getting a dirty look. Just to prepare me for your stupidity. Anyway, I'm not jumping on the let's fucking bash Zelina train, man. It was so good to see Zelina Vega. I know what she brings to the table. Hold up. BC, man, just because you like her, you still gotta call it down the middle. Of course, when have you known me not to? You don't think BC's about to not deliver an award right now? The Fruit Roll-Up Award? You don't think I'm gonna call this motherfucker down just because I love Zelina Vega? It's good to see Zelina Vega, and I'm gonna support her career decisions because I'm not in her household. I don't know what went into the decision-making for re-signing with WWE. I'm sure as hell not gonna call somebody a sellout before I know the details. But you're damn right I'm gonna deliver awards to who they belong to. I'll get to why I'm about to deliver a Fruit Roll-Up Award in a second. Let's go over the segment. Sonya Deville, just like she did with Carmella, she's in the middle of the ring and she announces that Zelina Vega will be getting a free pass to Money in the Bank in that ladder match. This brings out Liv Morgan, who continues to try and show Sonya Deville that she deserves a spot inside of that ladder match at Money in the Bank, and not Carmella, and not Zelina Vega. Liv Morgan is trying to plead with Sonya to see that they shouldn't just be handed this match opportunity. I'm showing you, I'm out here. I'm the one who beat Carmella recently, and I'll do it again to Zelina. I love this because they're inserting the reality of the situation. They're not trying to hide the fact that they're just plopping people in this match, and they're not even trying to acknowledge it. That's what I can't stand in this company. At least they put this into the storyline. They put this into the promo, right? Yes, Carmella got a free pass. Zelina got a free pass. Now they're mentioning how that's not fair. They're using this to help Liv Morgan's push. So there's some good out of what is obviously shitty. Right? They're acknowledging it. That's the first step to fixing this shit. Acknowledge the bullshit. They were gonna do this anyway. Are we gonna do this and not acknowledge it? Or are we going to try to make somebody out of it? They're making Liv Morgan out of this bullshit, nonsensical booking. Because we all agree, people should not just be placed into the ladder match. So at least Liv Morgan is getting a little bit of a fucking rub from this bullshit. Hopefully this makes sense, man. Because Vega begins to mock Morgan. Oh, it's not fair. It's not fair. I'll tell you why it's fair. And Zelina Vega goes in on Liv Morgan. And I absolutely love Zelina Vega on the mic here, man. She got even better, it seems, man. She was mocking Liv Morgan, all up in Liv's face. She says, I can run circles around you. That's why I am in this match. She said, I've been in this ring, in rings like it, and can do things in this ring that you can only dream of. Paraphrasing, but she was laying it on thick to Liv Morgan. And I loved it. And Liv Morgan comes back and smacks the taste out of Zelina's mouth. I mean, she laid into it, man. And this takes us to a match between the two. The match itself is beyond forgettable, under 4 minutes, and the finish was Morgan defeating Vega via the awe-inspiring, ultra-devastating Fruit Roll-Up. So you know what we gotta do. We gotta deliver a Fruit Roll-Up Award. The latest Fruit Roll-Up Award goes to 5'1" of fun, Zelina Vega. Leave it to WWE to ruin something that was going so fucking good, right? Zelina Vega's return. This is your chance to really make an impact from the jump. Even if she goes on to win Money in the Bank, there's a good possibility, guys. WWE does this type of shit, man. You saw it with Otis. Otis wins the fucking briefcase out of nowhere. Vince wasn't even ready to fully push Otis. You saw that. A couple months later, he's losing it to The Miz. So Otis didn't even get a chance to cash in. Otis loses it to The Miz, and then Otis is gone. Reports said that he went back to NXT to repackage, and now he's back as a heel. But, I mean, Vince will put that briefcase with people that you'd be like, what? Again, not saying that Zelina couldn't achieve that on her own merit, but I think when you look at all the individuals, Zelina I don't think would be your top 3 choices of realistically getting the briefcase, but she absolutely could walk away from Money in the Bank with that briefcase. So that's why the whole wrestling community is like, wow, she lost her first night back and all that, and they're all fucking up in arms. I'm more pissed off at how she lost, the fucking fruit roll-up. You know, that's what I mean, man. It would be justified that Morgan got this shock win over Zelina. It would be justified and it would be better if we didn't see the fruit roll-up 100 times a month. And what it does when we see it all the time, it devalues it. So then in a situation like this, which actually would call for a fruit roll-up finish, when you get it, it's anticlimactic. There's no fun in that finish because we see that finish with every fucking match, it seems. You gotta get more creative. It's Zelina's fucking debut. Even if you're gonna have her lose, you gotta get more creative than a fruit roll-up. A finish that normally would be justified for this situation is no longer justified because it's overused. It's redundancy to the next level. But everybody was all pissed off that she lost her first. I mean, what? She could be walking away with the briefcase, and then what? You know, let it play out. Trust me, BC's going to be the first one to bash booking on this. Especially because I do love Zelina Vega. So if you botch her again, BC's going to be on that ass, on that booking ass, man. I do not let Vince McMahon off the hook on this channel. You guys know that. But I want to see where this plays out, man. They're doing something. There's a lot of build with the Zelina, man. Zelina took to social media afterwards and actually said, I am back. I will be in Money in the Bank. I will win. That's all you need to know. Or something like that. So she's doubling down even. Maybe they know something we don't. I don't know. But I gotta let it play out before I just totally start bashing shit. But I know everybody's pissed. People are pissed because they feel she sold out. People are pissed because she got beat on her very first match upon return. I want to see where this plays out before I totally flip. And I promise you, I will flip. But let me wait till Money in the Bank. I want to see what they're going to do with Zelina. And then coming out of Money in the Bank, I'll have a better indication of how they really are going to book Zelina going forward. But I will say this, man. The positive here, let's be honest. Liv Morgan, man. I love seeing Morgan getting this push and collecting W's. So no matter what, man, Carmella, I'm actually really enjoying her work as of late. The confidence that she is showing, and just it just seems like she's having more fun in there, man. She found that passion, and Carmella is getting better by the week. But she did the job to Liv a couple of weeks in a row. Zelina's just back. She just did a job to Morgan. So why we can say, Carmella's losing again to Liv, or we can say Zelina just lost her first match back. How about we also say, hey, the good in this is Liv Morgan's getting a legit push. This isn't just a little thing anymore. This is a string of W's. She's getting a push. Does Vince stay with that push? Don't hold your breath. Let's play this out. Again, I want to at least take all of this to a round of Money in the Bank, and then I'll have a better indication on where everybody is situated. But I'm loving to see Morgan's push here. Just like Otis seems to be getting a legit push. I told you guys a few weeks ago, I want to see where they're going with Otis. It looks like they're giving him a push. That doesn't mean he's actually getting one. Vince can change his mind in a drop of a hat, blink of an eye, snap of a finger. And he usually does. Speaking of Otis was up next. He defeats Dawkins in just 2 minutes. And you talk about a push. When I say defeats, I'm being generous. It's more like crushes Dawkins in 2 minutes. He first hits a massive splash from the ropes, and then a devastating Vader bomb to do Dawkins in. And when I say Vader bomb, I mean he crashed all 330 plus pounds right into Dawkins' midsection, man. He didn't hold back. That's why I say he crushed Dawkins. And they're officially giving Otis another push. Now, I've seen them do this to Braun Strowman 4 times, but we'll see if they stick with it this time with Otis. But with Braun, man, it looked like, I mean, he was flipping ambulances, he was taking out security members, and I mean, you could not touch this guy. He was going to destroy you. And then a month later, he would be in irrelevancy. And then all of a sudden, he gets another push, and he's destroying the entire locker room, flipping over vehicles again. And then he's in obscurity a month later. And then all of a sudden, Braun's world champion out of nowhere. When Roman couldn't compete, and they brought in Braun, and he's got the title now. And then a month later, he's on a milk carton. That's what I mean. I mean, I've seen pushes and stops and pushes and stops. You give somebody 2 feet, you take them back a mile. I have to see, man. Money in the Bank is my indicating line. That's where I want to get to see where everything is shaken out. I'll have a better indication on Zelina, a better indication on if Liv Morgan and Otis are getting legit pushes for the foreseeable future. That's really the line, man. Money in the Bank, there's so much on the line, especially with Baron Corbin's character, for instance. The new trajectory with him, Money in the Bank is going to decide a lot for Corbin going further. So, yeah. A little bit of side notes there, man. Money in the Bank is huge for BC as far as a creator, critic, somebody that dissects pro wrestling, always has since I was a fucking kid. I just always looked at pro wrestling differently than everyone else. I was always dissecting it and critiquing it to a T. It's really cool that I get to do this now, man, for thousands of people. Yeah, man, pretty cool. But I've always done this, man. Way before there was a YouTube or a channel, or I've always dissected pro wrestling like this. And I always kind of gave myself little, like, points, you know. Where are they going with this motherfucker? I'm going to wait till here to really draw my conclusion. That's why I always say, man, if you just let things, you know, do your due diligence. Do your research, jump into the history books, make sure you're dissecting even the most minor of details, because more than likely they're not so minor. Let things unfold, and that's how you're going to come up with your best possible facts and solutions imaginable. No opinions. Opinions, everybody's got them. And they're their own. It's their preferences, their beliefs, their way of viewing something on the fly. I don't need opinions, man. You could get thousands of opinions and we'll get nowhere. But when you have facts, people can then only argue with themselves, because the facts speak for themselves. Moving on, we go to the main event segment, which was reserved for Jimmy Uso calling out Edge. Now, careful what you wish for, because you just may get it. In this case, Jimmy Uso did get a Rated R Superstar. Jimmy got all of the Rated R Superstar. Jimmy got muffed up in this segment, man. He got fucked up pretty good. Spears. And at one point, Edge locked in his submission onto Jimmy with a piece of a steel chair, just like he did to basically Roman at WrestleMania before Daniel Bryan fucked that up. And he had Jimmy, man, and they were just locking in on the eyes, because that was part of the promo at the beginning of the show. Like Roman's eyes at WrestleMania when he was in that submission, and Edge's eyes. And it was just so fucking awesome. And then to end the show, that's what I mean, man. Like come full circle. Your show should start with something pretty badass like that promo, and then come full circle with it so it tells a good story. And that's what they did last night. They started with Roman's eyes when he was in that submission, and then it ended with his cousin in that same hold with that same look. And it was pretty cool, man. That piece of chair was just lodged in Jimmy's mouth as he's fucking frantically trying to tap out. Edge looks into the camera and says, "Roman, I don't stop. I don't stop." That face and everything, you know, Edge. And we faded to black with Edge giving that warning shot over to Roman. I don't know, man. That was a pretty fucking decent SmackDown. I mean, the return of Zelina Vega, I mean, whether you like it or not, that's preference. But these shows, every once in a while, man, you have to have some type of a surprise. It is a 2-hour television show. You have to have a surprise, man. Something that people weren't expecting at the moment. Zelina provided that. You set up something really good for the pay-per-view with Bayley and Bianca in an I Quit match for the females. Something we don't see often. And not only that, but they set it up pretty fucking badass. But that's a setup for the pay-per-view. We also got a badass match last night between Zayn and Owens. Damn, that was a pay-per-view match. For 20 some odd minutes. We got it last night. We're seeing pushes with finally people like Otis and Liv Morgan. It's about fucking time. The Baron Corbin finish and his car getting towed, just a little bit of care, right? Take the time to do something simplistic like having his car towed in the parking lot. And that way Big E collects a W for him and Shinsuke. You continue the trajectory for Baron. That was fucking beautifully done. So there was, man, I can't believe, I don't know what happened to Vince last night, but I saw some good shit. Keep that momentum, man, as we start to go toward live crowds. We need to see that and then a whole lot more. I'm not saying the booking was anywhere near flawless. I'm not saying there was not some shitty booking and shit I would totally fucking remove. Befuddling shit. I'm not saying there wasn't some of that last night. But let's be honest, man. That was a good show from top to bottom. I'm not even hard-pressed to say that. I said decent originally. I could easily see somebody say good show, and I wouldn't fucking bat an eyelash on it. Yeah, I mean, dissecting this even the next morning with you guys, I just saw a lot of good character-wise, a lot of good for these individuals, and I'm going to hold out the verdict on Zelina. I don't like the fucking fruit roll-up. Trust me, I don't. Upon her return, especially. But I want to see they're really pumping up Zelina and Money in the Bank. Don't be shocked if she walks out with that briefcase, man. I mean, Vince could do that. And then we're all like, oh, that loss upon her return, that's fucking overshadowed now. She's walking around with that fucking contract. So we'll see. BC enjoyed SmackDown, man. Can't believe I'm saying that. You never know in these reviews. That's why I say tune into every one, because as much as we shit on this product for 10 fucking years, every once in a while, you may get a show that BC's like, damn, you guys may want to go and watch it. Yeah, man. I'll talk to you guys later in the week, man, as we get closer to Money in the Bank. We got Raw coming up, and we'll have some impromptu vids as well. Probably some in audio format. We'll be out in the world, pounding those coffees, whooping that ass. Maybe we can get a stream in during the week. I know we haven't done one of those in a while. We'll see, man. But it's good to be in the studio and rocking this review out for you guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And I'll always, you guys know, I'll always give you, even if it doesn't, I'll never try to fill a narrative or an agenda, right? People think because I trash WWE so often that that's my shtick. No, it's just that bad. But hopefully today shows you that when you can start doing some things right, you're most likely going to get a positive review from BC, because I am that fucking fair and consistent. These aren't just words. I don't have a narrative. I don't fill an agenda. I just want to see pro wrestling become what it once was, or at least in the realm. It'll never quite be what it was in the late 90s, but at least come back to the fucking realm. We can do that. You got the talent. We just need right decision making. Hopefully BC can add to that in the right way with this channel. This is not a bullshit channel. Only subscribe to this channel if you think you can handle full, truthful, full out honesty in the most amplified way. Only then should you subscribe to this channel. If you just want to hear what you want to hear, hit the bricks. There's a million other people that you can go and listen to. I'll lose zero fucking sleep from you leaving the fucking channel. Bye-bye. You'll be helping yourself and BC whether you know it or not. To all my amplified unit that know how to handle the amplified truth, that know that we are making pro wrestling better, that know that on this channel you're going to get honesty to the max. To you guys, salute all my amp unit. Thanks for hitting up the merchandise down below. Thanks for smashing that up, man. It really helps the algorithm going forward. Much love and respect. Talk to you guys next time, man. Till then, check you later. fuck? Top keeps popping off, man. I'm surprised I didn't spill this on.